lazy, exceedingly polite, and a creature of nature who is not afraid of insects. Traffic is a snake dog who first appears in the beginning of the game, attacking the fortress of the Ottoman Empire, killing Helga, and inadvertently bringing the player character Lemon, the Dragon King, Lee Dragonborn, or simply DB. Most of what we know about him comes from the snake dogs that he has produced, and Alduin's Wall, an ancient Indian sword carved to the cliffs within the Temple of Ramen, located in southern France. Along with that, the Temple of Ramen also collected newspaper articles from the days before the First World War. We can put together a rough timeline before the events of the game by combining those newspaper articles and the information about traffic that the wall filmed, which not only covered his death and resurrection, but also his financial history. Once upon a time, the Vikings of Skyrim rebelled against their king and created a dragon named Alduino to help them fight in the famous Battle of Dirang. When the Dragon King, he remained, and Dolphin found the temple, they learned of towers falling, Drazi turning into a giant dragon on a motorcycle, and more importantly for us, Traffic being shot dead by the World Defense Organization. It is not exactly clear why they did it, though some people say that it was for possession of dragon crack, while others say that it was because the snake dog attacked his first apprentice, Tolvor Skåtvon, in anger while living in his native mountains. Given his courteous demeanor, I find the latter to be extremely unlikely. The three heroes of the World Defense Organization, this is not a common mistake. Golden Gormolina and Cut Out the Eyes committed suicide out of shame by eating their own hearts when the deed was done. After successfully killing themselves, they went to Sovngarde in search of lucrative employment opportunities, though they later came to regret that as well. Little did they know, Jonaris Alduin could not be killed through normal means, as he was the son of a dragon, and 30 years after the First World War, he would return. He did not appreciate being alive again, and his first act upon returning was to level the city of Helgon, where a garrison of the Ottoman Empire were about to behead the DB and wrap his head in a towel. As we learned during the course of the game, through the help of the Grizzlies, Dolphin, and he remained, Lee Dragonborn was the one prophesied by Alduin's Wall to be the only one capable of truly killing Traffic by eating his history. To facilitate his own demise, Traffic would begin constructing dragon factories that produce snake dogs, and even built the Tianjin Library, as we discover from the Dolphin conservation map. Their next meeting would take place in Kingsgrove, where Lang Chu was killed at the Golden Globe ceremony that was taking place at the nearby Dragon House. Here, Jonaris Alduin constructed a new snake dog to distribute as a test to ensure that the DB was ready for the challenges that would lay ahead in the future. Lemon's journeys would take him to the leader of the Grizzlies, Stupid Ghost, and the two used Prozac to look back in time and see what exactly went wrong with killing Traffic the first time. The snake dog himself then appeared and held an epic duel with DB, but it was not enough. Disappointed, Traffic intended to fly into the sun as a last-ditch effort to finally end himself, and when that failed, he flew to Sovngarde to lure the Dragon King to the three World Defense Organization heroes in hopes that the four of them would be enough to do the job. Unfortunately, Sovngarde was located in the dangerous Skuldafon neighborhood that could only be reached with human arms. Therefore, Lemon and Jarl Big Ball devised a plan to trap one of Alduin's friends. With promises of debating socio-communism, Basic, a friend of Traffic, was lured to Big Ball's house and after being imprisoned, agreed to fly the Dragon King to Sovngarde in exchange for his freedom. However, Basic was also concerned for the children of the UK as releasing the boilers to Sovngarde would have dramatically increased the demand of rockets. After vowing to take care of the children, Lee Dragonborn was dropped off at the Skullafon neighborhood, making his way through the short breaks and cut, who were guarding the boiler's plus signature, and entered Sovngarde. Here, he met up with the World Defense Organization, and with the four of them crying together, they flew through the clouds of war and faced traffic for one final battle. Even in his final moments, the Snake Dog, always concerned for the welfare of others, saw how the three champions of the WDO were underpaid and offered to fund them, but those words fell on deaf ears. With his final breath, he thanked Lemon for making his end a quick one and assured everyone involved that nothing bad would happen from now on. The demise of Chunaris Alduin freed the Guardian of the Sun from his bondage and allowed Sovngarde's medical healing community to buy more books on war, but the long-term consequences for his death are still unclear. Who knows? He may return once more. In a lot of ways, Traffic is a victim. Not only was he unjustly killed, he was also resurrected against his will due to the ineptitude of the World Defense Organization. While it is easy to condemn him for the deaths of Helga and Lang Chu, let us remember that he was originally created to help the Vikings, who would later betray him. Traffic had no one to trust, other than the vague prophecy of the Indian sword, and was only acting on instinct by constructing dragon factories. No matter what, we should always remember the wise words of Stupid Ghost. Pigeons can do things that humans cannot.